isn't more? Right? If I have more reports, I could get more value, and why don't I get more? Right? Ultimately, I'm trying to make decisions for my business, and that means I have to collect data. I have to analyze that data, and then I want to decide. Right? So um, ultimately, what our goal is that you get to go right to the decide step. Right? There's, of course, there's going to be a little bit of things, but how can I spend as much of my time deciding and as little of my time collecting, collating, and analyzing? So when we talk about less is more, if I have 1,000 data fields to choose through, then I need to go figure out which ones will help me make my decision. If I have 144 reports to choose from, and then I can also build my own reports. Now I need to go figure out which reports and go build them in order to analyze the data in order to make my decision. Right? If I have reports that are providing data instead of insights, right? Now I have to go do the analysis in order to build these insights, in order to figure out, what is the current reality, and therefore I can then get around to making my decision, right? So the pain point of kind of less is more. Like, the reason more isn't more is I spend a bunch of time trying to figure out which report I should even be using. I spend a bunch of time trying to figure out which data on those reports is actually relevant to the decision I'm trying to make. And, again, I have data, not insights. If I can go right to my system and it says, you have these open positions that are costing you this much money, and I say, okay, if I win this project, what does it look like? And it says, well, you can use three of those open positions go away, and you need to hire 2 people, and here's what the impact of that is. Then I'm getting right to making the decision of, well, how likely do I think I'm going to win that project, and should I hire those 2 people? And I'm not wading through mountains of data. I'm not looking through pages of reports, and I'm getting right to the insights I need in order to make the decisions I want to make. Ultimately, like, the speed to making a decision is probably the metric we want to be looking at, not the number of reports or the amount of data, what have you. That's a challenge, like, for us, because our system has enormous amounts of data. It knows everything you ever did, and every time your project ever changed status, and every position that was ever billed. It knows all of that stuff, and there's mountains of data. But it would be it wouldn't be as useful as a system if we just spewed all of that data onto the screen or into the reports, instead of helping analyze that data, giving you insights, and making it so that you're given the facts, of a situation. This project got delayed. These 3 positions were added. This project's no longer in the forecast. Here's what changed. Versus the data to say, here's all of your projects that are in draft status. Here's all of your projects that are in projected status. And you can go look through and try to figure out what the heck happened, right? Just tell me, this was won, this was lost, this moved out, this was accelerated. Okay, great. Now I can decide what to do about that.